Hey, my name is PolishLynx, welcome to Sakura Angels, and yeah, no, come back. Yeah, I slowly come to my senses, that's where we begin the new day. Morning has arrived, there's no time to waste. I slip out of the covers and steel myself for what's to come, feeling more awake than I ever have in previous mornings. Well, that's nice. Which is surprising, seeing as I probably got at best a few hours of sleep. I guess the fear of what's to come if I mess this up is what's keeping me going. Well, that's possible, I guess. A better motivation than any other. Okay, let's do this. I peer at a pair of determined eyes that stare back at me from the mirror. This is the most focused I've ever been in my life. It's funny how much has changed in these past few days, so basically 3 days, I think, if I remember correctly. Wait. One day there was a second... yeah, 3 days. And it's even more weird how I seem to accept it. I think it was 3. As if deep down I knew all of this to begin with. I slip on my casual clothes and make for the dining room. I find the 2 girls waiting for me as expected and already ready to fight for some reason. Not that I mind. For I'm caught a little off guard by the fact that they're in their battle outfits already. Yeah, already noticed that as well. About as well as I could, knowing what's to come. Probably not her doing, right? Right. Of course. I start for the kitchen and prepare the most simple food I can think of. So I think I forgot to ask this last night when we got carried away with other stuff. But where exactly is this Dark Queen imprisoned? Wow, what a coincidence! What? I almost dropped the plate I'm holding. She's that close by. I totally see that coming. Saw that coming. I didn't really think about that, but that's good point, I guess. But to think she's been disclosed the whole time. Sorry. No wonder things have been getting progressively more crazy around here. She must be furious. To have the key to her freedom just out of grasp like this. Huh.
そんなことどうでもいいわ。そこへ行って封印を強化する。それでいつもの生活に戻れるわ。
Okay, give me a sec, because my dog is biting something in the other room, I'm sure. Yep. I was correct about that. Guess what happened to the newspaper? Well, you can't really read it anymore, that's for sure. Are things really going to just magically fix themselves when we do this?
まあ、彼女の力が外に影響することはなくなるわね。化け物は凶暴さを失うし、収まりはするわね。すべて終われば誰もが家に帰れる。また学校に行かなきゃならないなんておかしくなりそうだけど。
But you don't want to spend time with me?
そんなこと言わないの。ケンタといて楽しかったくせに。
何おかしなこと言ってるの？ 私は自分の仕事をしてるだけなんだから。
うふーい。わかってるって。あなたの顔が赤いときはね。
もう行くわよ。
Sayaka giggles and jabs at her partner's ribs. I suppose it's good they can stay in such high spirits despite the task that lays before us. We set out. I let the girls lead the way as we take the lesser traveled routes through towns so as to not draw attention to their outfits. They offered to fly me there as it would be much faster, but you know. Well, you know the story probably. If not, well, I don't remember which episode it was, you would have to check the previous ones. Well, no. Walking is fine. I'm sure things aren't that urgent. Before long, our surroundings become less urban. The buildings shrinking in number the longer we travel, until finally we cross over a fence and into the wilderness. Branches overhead shade us from the sun as we walk across the faint trail laid out across the ground. Only the faintest hints of light that filter through illuminate the way. And, oh, I didn't notice the dots. I'm beginning to wonder if the girls will even know the way. As we pass by a tree I swear I've seen at least 3 times before.
地図を持ってくるべきだったかも。
Well, that just confirms it. We're hopelessly lost. And the tension that might have existed before I sucked away the moment Sakura begins to scratch her head and glance around the place.
本当なの？あんなに道順を確認したじゃない。忘れたの？
じゃあ、光が案内して。
私だって知らないわよ。
Oh. Okay.
ほら、あなただって完璧じゃないじゃない。
完璧だなんて思ったことないわよ。あなたに比べたらってだけで。
Guys, is this really the time?
でもさやかが。
I mean girls.
いいわ。集中しましょう。
Let's focus, Sayaka. And here I thought the sitting part of this operation would be the most difficult part.
キャンパス。
Fish.
森はそんなに広くないもの。歩いてれば洞窟くらい見つかるって。
Hasn't stumbling around only made us go around in circles? I fear the sun might set before we ever find the darn cave now. I know it won't help, but I joined the pair in surveying the land. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be looking out for, apart from a cave.
何か見つけた？
I squinted at something in the distance. A cluster of boulders that had caught my attention. My eyes were practically drawn there like some kind of magnetic force was at work. I've never been here before, yet somehow it seems familiar. Can we check over there?
オッケーオッケー。他にいい考えもないしね。
We trek over to the oddly suspicious rock formation. I wonder, could this really be it?
どうしてここだと思うの？
Sayaka begins to poke about the boulders and hands to her chin. Circling around the cluster reveals nothing too out of the ordinary, but there has to be more. I don't know. Just felt like time was here.
こんなのただの岩よ。時間を無駄にしてるわ。
ケンタが言うんだもん。もうちょっと調べるべきだって。彼は闇の女王とつながってるし、重要な何かを感じてるかもしれない。
Oh. Makes sense, I guess. She says that as she raps gently at one of the rocks with her knuckle, one eye closed to better examine it.
ここがちょっと脆いみたい。
Sayaka takes a grip of the rock in question and begins to pull at it with all her might, her teeth gritting in determination.
二人とも手伝って。
Right. Yeah. I should probably help. It was almost amusing to see her feet while decaying in the place with the rock refusing to budge. I take up the other side of the rock and begin to push against it with what little strength I might possess. We still don't manage to move the rock. It doesn't budge. At all. even with all our combined effort. And I really am trying here. It certainly does feel loose though. I'm probably not loose enough. I think we could move it for sure if one last person were to...
ああ、もうそんなちまちまやってられないわ。下がりなさい。
Ooh. Her sword appears in a flash. Hey, wait, we're still right beside it. Isn't it dangerous to us? She strikes up without any further warning, unleashing a single precise lash that splits the rock between in two. We both fell backwards as the two pieces of the rock collapse opposite ways. I feel like my hair might be just a little shorter than it was to after how close that was.
ほら、問題は解決したわ。
She falls silent, unable to argue there. It did move the rock after all. We both hop to our feet to join Hikari in peering over the results of her destruction as the dust begins to settle. I almost forget how to breathe in the excitement of it all. Could this really be it? We all gasped at once. I knew it! I'm not sure how, but somehow I knew it. Behind where the rock lay is a tunnel that trails downwards deep into the darkness. There's no telling how far it might stretch, or if there's anything on the other end. Sorry. But if someone went to such length to hide this tunnel from existence, then it has to lead somewhere, right?
これ、本当に？
Who knows?
そうみたい。暗闇と悪意に満ちてるみたい。
That's not really something you should be saying so happily. She's right, though. There is a foreboding sense of despair as I peer deep into the hole. A heavy tension in the air, as if the sheer presence of whatever lurks down there seeks to consume us all. Once we go down there, this will be it. We will finally put an end to this madness, and I might finally be able to get some peace after all of this is done. Do I really have the strength to go through with this? To reveal a long-forgotten evil that tormented...
さあ、時間がないし、行きましょう。
Okay. Hey, wait, what? Sayaka apparently doesn't have the decency to wait for me to battle out my internal struggles, and cuts things short as she plops down to her knees and begins to shuffle into the hole, each side just about big for us to fit if we crawl.
そうね。時間を無駄にはできないわ。健太、行くわよ。
Woman first. Hikari follows after Sakura, looking somewhat more hesitant towards the whole thing compared to their partner. They disappear in the darkness completely as if consumed by the tunnel. It's scary just how the two lights seem to shine down there. Huh.
ぼさっとしてないでついてきなさい。
Yeah. You know, I'm pretty sure you want to go faster because, well, you will miss some quiet views. Quite the good views. Hikari's harsh tones sound out from the tunnel, making it all the more frightening, and I feel like the girls don't really expect what came across my mind here. Okay, I'm coming. It's not like the world is going to end just because I take an extra minute or two to prepare for diving the heart of an evil. At least I hope it isn't. I drop to my knees and shuffle down the tunnel, my world quickly becoming dark as all traces of light begin to fade. Okay, you might actually not see anything. I can just about make out the scuffling sounds of the other two crawling along ahead of me. Their presence is the one thing keeping me calm during all of this. My surroundings are dark, cold, slightly to the touch. So far it hasn't been a very pleasant experience. You know?
どうかした？
You can hear the echo. This wasn't what I had in mind when I pictured myself being a hero. Crawling along in cramped to dark tunnel. Somehow I thought things were going to be more dramatic. Sayaka lets out a giggle as she soldiers on ahead.
大丈夫。ドラマチックなことはちゃんとあるって。今はちょっとドラマチックとは言えないけどね。それにこれはそう悪いことじゃないと思うの。少なくとも彼女のところへ行くまでシャドウと戦わなくて済みそうだし。
You don't know that yet.
魅力的とは言えないけどね。体力は温存できるもん。
She brings up a good point, I guess. However, but what if there are monsters inside this tunnel? We can't really do much if we're practically blind.
やめてよ、考えないようにしてるんだから。
あ、そうだね。私たちってば無防備かも。
Yeah.
さやか。
完全に袋のネズミだね。私は弓を使えないし、光も剣を構えられない。
Exactly.
どんなシャドウならこのトンネルに入れるかな。あ、光を大好きな触手くんなら大丈夫かも。
Well, that was my fault, but I wasn't going to say it out loud here.
黙りなさい、意地悪。
Maybe I should have kept my thoughts to myself. Sayaka is having way too much fun with this.
それか、もしかすると。何かが触った。
Higari shrieks, almost bursting my eardrums in the process.
ケンタ、あなたまた。
Me? Of course not. I'm way back over here. What sort of guy do you think I am?
そういうことにしたいのよね。今までもいろいろしてきたものね。
Well, I already know the answer. Those were accidents.
これも事故だと言いたいのね。身動きの取れない女の子を掴んだりして。
Come on, I'm nowhere near you. Maybe it's your imagination. I can just about hear Sayaka still a giggle as we continue to argue. Huh.
いいわ。けどあなたじゃなければ誰だっていうの？さやかじゃないわよ。私の前にいるんだから。
きっとまたヌルヌルした触手が挨拶に来たんじゃない？
I knew it. I knew she would go with that. She says it in an almost sing-song manner. Okay, yeah, I see what's happening now. I'm hoping Hikari will realize soon too.
そんなわけないじゃん。また触った。冗談はやめ。
These bizarre series of events continues for longer than I feel is necessary, until I finally feel I have to speak up, or we might be stuck in this tunnel all day. Okay, come on, Sayaka. That's enough. You've had your fun. We need to focus, okay?
何？さやか、こんなこと彼女にできるわけ。
Confirming my suspicions, Sayaka lets out another one of her devious laughs.
はいはい、我慢できなくて
I knew it.
ついからかいやすいんだもん。
I mean, everyone knew it, right? Hikari takes in a deep breath and, well, you better prepare yourself because this will be loud probably. Uh-oh.
殺す。
Oh. Okay, it wasn't as loud as I was prepared for.
捕まえられればね。
I hear the pair of them shuffle ahead at an accelerated pace, Sayaka's maniac laughter trailing into the distance. I suppose it's good they can't keep in such high spirits despite the task that lies ahead of us. I really don't appreciate them just leaving me behind like this, however. I contemplate continuing on at my own pace, sure that I'll catch them eventually, but I feel something slimy up at my hand, forcing me to break into some sort of bizarre sprint crawl. I know if there really are things lurking around in this tunnel, but I certainly don't want to stick around to find out. No, not a chance. I eventually managed to catch up to them, the pair seeming to have calmed down somewhat. I'm not sure just how long we've been trekking through this tunnel now, but it feels like it's been an eternity. There wasn't even any guarantee that this would lead us to where we wanted to go, and we went with blind faith, going off of my instinct alone. So basically a wild guess. So if this turns out to be a massive waste of time, it's going to have been my fault. And so far we haven't found anything to suggest we're on the right path. I feel despair begin to set in. What if we end up running to a dead end? Or worse, get stuck somehow. What if?
あれ、先に何か 見える。
That was loud for me. I think I see something up ahead, you say.
やっとね。
Sayaka's cheerful voice snaps me out of dark, unnecessary thoughts. I guess I really should trust my own instincts a little more sometimes. True to her word, I can begin to see lights seep into the tunnel as we inch ever closer to our goal. Just a little more and I drag myself out to a much larger opening, Sayaka and Hikari already on their feet as they take it a time to stretch.
長かった。みんなはどう？
And think that if we succeed, we probably have to go back the same way.
平気よ。誰かさんがいたずらしなければもっと良かったんだけど。
なんていうか、演出？
Boop. Wrong answer. Hikari raps her partner on the head.
だか。
Finally up off the ground, I survey my surroundings. Looks like we found our way into some kind of large chamber. And almost instantly my eyes are drawn to it. Right in the center of the cave. Glimmering in an unnatural light. A crystal! This is... I don't even need to be told what it is. I already know. It's her. The one behind all this madness. The supposed Dark Queen. Even just looking at the crystal is enough to make my head spin and threaten to tear open. I feel like I'm going to be sick. My mind is set aflame with a raging cry. Her cry. A cry of sheer, burning hatred. There are no words to pick up on, just an incoherent garble of screaming and curses. This is it. We finally reached her. I can stop this once and for all, probably. After this is over, I can go back to living my carefree life. She's the last obstacle. I can do this. I murmured myself and tied my fists in an effort to still the trembling. It's funny how crazy things have turned out these past few days. To think those headaches would have led to all this. All those weird dreams. I've never dedicated myself to anything before. I've never been one to put in anything more than the minimum amount of effort required of me in life. Yet here I am, risking my life and possibly the entire world for something I'm not even entirely sure I can pull off. I don't know what's gotten into me recently. Those girls really are a bad influence on me, making me do such crazy things. I heave in an unsteady breath. I can just about keep myself standing in the face of this pure evil. It's okay. I can do this. I just need to keep telling myself that I can do this. I can do this? Crap. The doubts are beginning to set in. How can I do this? I'm not a mage. I don't know any magic. I'm not even sure if I remembered what they told me correctly. Someone says their hand on my shoulder, rousing me from my thoughts. It's Sayaka. Her face is brilliant with the usual openness I've come to expect from her, even in the face of evil.
平気平気。私たちならできるって。一緒にね。
Oh, a second hand lands on my free shoulder. More accordingly than the previous.
そうよ。さやかの言う通りだわ。
It's Hikari, of course. And then the third hand. What? Okay, it's Hikari, of course, even behind a tinge of red that paints her face. I can see her limitless determination shine through.
恐れることは何もないわ。
Yeah, I know, their words calming me. You're right. We've come this far. It's just a little bit more and then it's all over. Thanks, girls, for everything. I wouldn't even be standing here today if it weren't for you two. I owe you both big time.
全部終わったらご褒美を話し合わなくちゃね。
He will teach you to cook. How about this?
ご褒美ね。
Hikari falls silent as the prospect. Suspiciously so.
あれ？ひかりちゃんはどんなご褒美を考えてるのかな？顔が真っ赤だね。
なんでもないったら。健太、 手伝ってくれてありがとう。私たちは自分の仕事をするだけだから。
はいはい。
She drops at Hikari's side with a teasing look. It's probably better I don't ask.
さあ、やろっか。
Got it. I think I remember everything for this receiving.
大丈夫。もし失敗しても、私たちがフォローするから。
And that makes me feel a bit better. But I have to make sure I get it right on the first try, I guess. I can't be a burden. Not now. We carefully make our way to the center of the cave where my worst nightmares lie. The cave seems empty. I think it's too good to be true, however. There's no way it could be this easy. Step after step we edge closer. Sayaka and Hikari keep to my side, weapons at the ready. Who knows what could be lurking behind the rocks in this place. We've pretty much stumbled right into their lair. I'm surprised these shadow things aren't completely swarming us.
あなたたちは思っていた以上におまぬけね。
Thanks, a familiar voice floats in. Of course, why wouldn't she be here? Yuzuki. In a flurry of feathers black as the night, she appears beside the crystal beside her mistress. She clears her sight in an overwhelmingly hostile sense and gives us a violent scowl. It seems even she realizes the severity of the situation.
あれほど追い詰められていながらのこのこ来るとは。よほど死にたいのね。いいでしょう。痛みを感じる間もなく殺してあげる。それはあなたでしょ。あなただって恐ろしいはずだわ。ここがあなたの終わり。あなたにどんなメリットがあるのか知らないけど、妄想は終わりよ。
Yuzuki grits her teeth, a bed of sweat creeping across her brow. So she really is scared.
黙れ。お前に何がわかるものか。私には必要なのよ。
Yuzuki, things don't have to end this way. I know you won't believe, but I really don't understand what you're going through. The pain you feel. Maybe we can...
うるさい!
The entire cavern quakes under her rage. The bruise rains down from above. It's getting dangerous.
お前の助けも同情もいらない。自分で解決するからね。お前を切り裂き、その血で魔法を解くだけだ。
My face grows pale as a maddening laugh escapes her lips. How can she say something so twisted? I really did try, but maybe her science is too far gone. I can't give up so easily. One more try. Maybe I'll get through to her. I know you're not a bad person, Yuzuki. Just... lonely, right?
寂しくなんかない。これさえ終わればもうね。
健太、彼女を助けたいって気持ちはわかるけど、彼女を見て。
Sayaka looks solemnly towards the Dark Angel. She's right. I give Yuzuki a proper look over for the first time since we arrived here. Her face is crooked, her expression unhinged. Every once in a while her head gives up a twitch as she clenches the side tightly. She seems even worse than she did before. Maybe the darkness has fully eaten away at her. Does the old Yuzuki even exist? I have to admit it. We can save her. Yes, we can. I let out a heavy sigh. Okay. You guys do what you have to do. Sayaka and Hikari nods. I understand that this is going to be a fight with consequences. There's no running away. Each side has too much at stake now.
あなたたちは私を見くびっている。前回は逃げ帰ってしまったから。
Yuzuki grunts and the dark aura begins setting around her. This is new.
ここは私のテリトリー。彼女と直接つながることができる。私の中に彼女を感じるわ。私は負けない。彼女がいる限りね。
She lets out another crazy laugh as the cavern gives a violent rumble. I don't think this is all talk. Sayaka and Hikari might really have their work cut out here.
さあ死ね。
not going to do that. Just close the distance between us in the blink of an eye, and here's the sight up high. I can tell if she's aiming for me specifically, hoping to catch us all in a single crushing blow. Sayaka tugs at my arm and pulls me away, with Hikari jumping to the opposite side. The ground where I was standing just moments ago is shattered, only a crater and a smoldering of dark magic remaining in the wake of her side. Unreal. If Sayaka hadn't reacted in time, I shuddered think. Yusuke sets her sights on me again, lifting the deadly side up for another attack. I wonder if the other girls are even registering in her crazed eyes right now. I must be the top priority. If she gets me, she wins. She attempts to kick off the ground, but Hikari bursts from the side and catches her guard, locking blades to her.
そうはさせないわ。彼が欲しいなら私を倒してからにしなさい。たわいもない。
The pair greet teeth as they push against one another, the magic practically cracking around them in a fierce storm. Couldn't you try to cast that sealing magic right now while they are fighting? Mizuki must be stronger than ever right now, yet Hikari seems to be able to stand her ground, her feet sinking slightly into the ground as the pressure pushes against her. She must be pushing well past her limits to even be able to stand a chance against this monster. I can already see the strain it must be putting her body as sweat takes over her face.
彼女を抑えてる間に終わらせて。
She hisses through her teeth, her feet begin to slip.
光！ダメだよ、そんな！やって！
Her voice booms and the magic around her violently crackles. I had never seen her like this before.
ただ見てるだけのつもり。もうちょっとしか抑えてられない。早く！
That's... I give her a word look, but Sayaka attacks at my arm once more and urges me towards the crystal.
光の言う通りだね。彼女が強いし、大丈夫。
Even Sayaka doesn't sound so sure of that herself. I just have to trust in Hikari and that's before she slips up. I nod and we hurry ever closer to the center of all this chaos. I can still hear the clash of magic behind me, along with pained cries. I can't look back now though. Should be fine. We're almost there. Just a few more steps closer and... Sayaka preps her bow and shoots a sharp look towards the rocks scattered around in the distance. Hey? What do you mean? Harsh, good rock holes fill the air, and several of those demonic, almost dog-looking shadows have been gathered before making their presence known. And several more. They circle us and block off the crystal completely. Great. We end up back to back and we face off against the ever-closer circle of shadows. Their fangs are bared and there's nothing but hate for us in those burning eyes of theirs. I should have known things weren't going to be this easy. Of course, she wasn't going to just rely on Yusuke to defend her. Any, ideas? Well, let's go berserk. I think we know we're down for when we have to rely on me for ideas. Please tell me you're joking. The monsters close in. We're acting like an intelligent pack of swords, ensuring there's no escape for the prey. There's a gleaming light at Sayaka's bow fades out of view, and I feel something begin to form on her back. Ah, the wings. Of course. We can just fly out of this. As much as I hate like, I'm willing to make an exception this one time. I take a solid grip of both Sayaka's hands as she kicks in off the ground right as the shadows around us decide to make their move. It's a close call. I just about feel a snarling hit from one of the savage-based girls as we lift into what little vertical space we have in the cave. We sail through the air, our goal in sight. Okay, I think we might actually make it this time. Sayaka lets out a pained gasp and our momentum grains to a halt. Her grip loosens considerably on one of my hands. Sayaka! She forced out an awkward laugh as we begin to wobble in the air, her grip on my other hand also slipping.
られるかな。わからないかも。
Uh-oh. I throw a glance down to see the snapping pack of surge monsters almost right at our heels. Things are looking bad. Bleak, I mean. Sayaka debates something as we sink ever lower to our demise. No. We were so close.
ケンタ、あなたならできる。あなたの手助けはできなくなっちゃうけど、
Eh?
信じてる。
Huh? Her voice is pained? Weak? I have a bad feeling that little Nick must hurt more than she's letting on. Sayaka, what are you saying?
あなたならできるって。
She'll throw him. She'll definitely throw him. What? A burst of energy detonates at my back, almost like a gust of wind. It splits me from Sayaka's hold and heads me hurtling towards the crystal where she lies. Sayaka must have known she wouldn't be able to carry me here, so she boosted me across the magic with magic. But then what happened to her? I land with a gentle loot at the foot of the crystal. It seems her magic was even set to cushion my fall. Sayaka. I throw a glance over my shoulder. She isn't in the air anymore. And right below her was... No. I refuse to believe it. She'll be fine. I just need to end this. Now. I turn back to face the crystal with more determination than ever. They're both out there risking their lives for me. I can't let them down. I stare down the crystal and try my best to ignore her headache that thrums like a jackhammer. Naturally, it's the most intense it's ever been. But I can't let the pain get to me. This is nothing. I can just about make out a human-like form embedded within the crystal, for I can't make out any discerning features. You... This is all your fault, kind of. Because of you? Second Hikari are hurt? It's unforgivable. I hold up my right hand and pull back my sleeve. Drawn on the back of my hand is supposedly a mystic symbol. Something that Sayaka and Hikari had scribbled on the night previous. They said, this should help in drawing out any power that might lie dormant in me, if I'm inexperienced enough to not be in full control of it myself. So it's sort of like a siphon that can bring up magic with ease. I give the hand a flex and the symbol glows. Okay, so far so good. Now I just have to... I steady my nerves. I'm not sure what's going to happen when I do this, but I have to be prepared. I can't stand around and hesitate forever for. Not with everything going on around me. Sayaka, Hikari, I can do this. I thrust my hand out and make contact with the crystal. There's an immediate response as a violent current jolts through me. That's fine, though. It was to be expected. No problem. It hurts, but I felt worse. Is this the best you've got? I press my hand deeper into the crystal's surface. The pain gradually grows stronger and the terrified shriek floods my ears. And it's not from any of the girls in the cavern. It's from her. She knows what's about to happen. Well, she can cry all she wants, but it's not going to change a damn thing. Amidst all this chaos, I need to clear my mind. Filter out all the noise. An eerie impulse lands with the current state of things, but I have to try. For what I was told, magic is controlled mostly throughout. Spells need to be envisioned, created within the mind. Apparently those with vivid imaginations are often the kind that excel with this sort of thing. I'm not sure if I've ever been much of a creative type, but there is a first for everything. I need to envision a prison. A closed-off space. Something unbreakable closed off from the outside world. Something so secure that this will never happen again. And then I bin that prison, just like my ancestor did before me, with my own soul. I have to tie myself to all of this and remain the only key capable of unlocking it. I'm not sure if it's working, but the pain is rising with each passing moment and I spend connected to this thing. I feel faint. I might pass out at any moment, but I have to stand strong. I grit my teeth and let out a pained groan. Why isn't this working? Am I not imagining the spell correctly? I was sure I had it down perfectly. I continued to repeat the process, my strength sapping rapidly as I struggled to keep upright. It's no use. This is completely futile. No matter how hard I try, nothing seems to change. Maybe I lack the magical capacity, just as I feared. Damn it. In a fit of rage, I clench my free hand into a fist and give the cursed crystal a good punch. It responds in turn and lets out one final jolt of magic through my body before the pain dies down. As does the screaming. The resealing has been completed? You're kidding me. All I had to do was punch the damn thing? I don't... Wait. Okay, don't tell me you freaking bleed now and that you allowed her to escape. I remember now. From what I was taught that night. While most magic could be done with just the dominant hand, in some cases like the sealing, the other hand was required to complete the circuit and let magic properly flow. How on earth did I forget something as simple as that at such a crucial time? I'm such an idiot. I almost feel like laughing. In fact... Okay, that's stupid. Having perhaps finally lost it after all the things I've been subjected to in these recent days, I let out a feeble laugh as I topple over backwards, the strength draining from me completely. And as darkness takes over, I pass out, at least safe in the knowledge that I did it. I actually won? Maybe. Here I am, back in my dreams. And there's nothing here. She's gone. For good this time, I hope. Maybe now I can start to have more normal dreams. And start to live out a more normal life again. I roam the vast void with nothing to fear this time. Peace at last. I slowly come to my senses. I'm on a cold, rough, uneven surface. Stones scatter as I try to move my legs. Where am I? I squint through a harsh light to try and make sense of things. Heh. A cheerful voice chirps, rousing me to my senses. It could be none other than... Hello, Sayaka? A mother's name as it seems too good to be true. She's kneeling over me, offering a helping hand with the sweetest smile I've ever seen. Things were looking bleak back then, but I never should have doubted she wouldn't pull through. I'm so happy she's okay that I just about fight back there to cry. Sayaka, did I? Yes! She beams as she takes a hold of my limp hand and gently props me up to a sitting position. Wait, you were worried about me? I thought for sure those monsters were... I couldn't even see you. Sayaka. She scrubs at the back of her head and gives me the same goofy grin. This girl, I really was worried about you. If anything happened to you, I know what I would have. It seems words aren't getting through to her, so... I wrap my arms around her and pull her into a tight embrace. It isn't enough just to be able to see her again. I want to make sure she was really there. I'm glad you're okay. She seems to be at loss for words as her arms hang limply by her sides. She's really making this awkward for me. She brings her arms up and returns the hug, squeezing me in a similarly tight embrace. Maybe too tight. She stifles a little as she nestles into my shoulder. Wait, that's a point. I pull back from the hug. Hikari, is she okay? Sayaka tilts her head, looking confused for a moment. And? Yusuke? She musters up a smile, which instills some amount of hope in me. I do as instructed and follow along, almost hand in hand before we come to our senses. Hikari is standing guard, her sword drawn as she keeps the sharp end pointed firmly at every tattered Yuzuki. While unconscious, it doesn't look like Yuzuki is badly hurt. She is breathing steadily and I don't see too much damage beyond the cosmetic stuff.
あんたら長いこと何してたのよ
Yeah, she seems fine. There isn't a scratch on her and she's as lively as ever.
そんな
Sayaka hides nothing and grins sheepishly, rocking on her heels as she does so. Hikari furrows her brow, the faintest trace of anger visible across her forehead. I think she pieced it together.
なんでもないけだもの
Yuzuki begins to stir from the slumber, forcing the attention on her a second. Hikari stands ready for the worst. She winces and gives us all any intense look over. Slowly she comes to the realization of what has happened.
そう終わったのね私の負けね
そうみたいね。
彼女は言ってしまった私の女王は存在を感じられない
She's a lot more subdued now. The madness is gone, and in its place, all I can see is a sad girl. One that was misguided.
欲しかったのにもうちょっとだったのに
She stamps a feeble fist against the floor. There's no strength left at all.
で勝って満足ちょっとあなたの命を救ってあげたのよ感謝しなさいあなたにもし力が残っていたら真っ二つにするところだわそうしてくれればよかったのにもう生きてる理由もないもう終わりよ
Don't say that! I can't stand aside longer while she puts herself down like this. I push past Sayaka and Hikari to face her. Yuzuki meets me with some surprise in her eyes, but it quickly turns to the same look of defeat she had a moment ago.
なぜ本当のことでしょ私は一人でいたくなかったから彼女に全てを捧げることにした彼女は私が聞きたかったことを話してくれたもし私が彼女を助けていればみんなが私に従っていたわはあバカバカしいにも程があるわバカバカしいなんて分かってるわ私はただ友達が欲しかっただけなんだもの何かに取り憑かれてるみたいだった自分がしてることに疑問さえ抱かないで普通なら思いもよらないことでもしていたわ
So she isn't a bad person. Just misguided. And did the wrong things for an innocent enough goal. I can't help but feel sorry for her. For things to have ended up this way.
目的がなくなった今どうして生きる必要があるもうダメよ
なるほどなるほど
Okay. Please, Sayaka, don't make yourself sound like some kind of thinker. Sayaka ups a hand to her chin and nods to herself, as if not thinking about what she's been told.
この状況を解決するすごく簡単な方法がある
本当に
Yeah, let's all be friends. Sayaka bounces forward and extends a hand to Yuzuki, a blinding smile upon her face.
私たち友達になろう
Yuzuki is taken back by the sudden gesture, but not as much as Hikari.
私たちが本気
もちろんあなた悪い人には見えないもんちょっと間違えちゃっただけでね
彼女は私たちを殺そうとしたのよどうして悪い人間じゃないなんて
まあそんなのは昔のこと
Yeah, it happened a long time ago,
私
Hikari.
を殺そうとしてるじゃない
私をからかってる
違う私も健太も光だってあなたと友達になれて嬉しいの
Sure! I have no problems with that.
私はまだ。
光
Sayaka twists her head to meet Hikari in the most unnatural fashion, her smile widening. It's like something out of a horror movie.
わかったわよ。あなたたち。
Yuzuki doesn't know how to process this. Her face flickers through a range of motions before she settles on a smile, the faint trace of tears bubbling up in the corners of her eyes.
私にはそんな価値がない。どうして優しくするの？
ね、友達にふさわしいもふさわしくないもないの。そんなこと誰も気にしてないよ。友達はね、ただ友達だってだけ。
I'm not really sure if we should be fully overlooking the fact that she was that twisted that I aged before, but Sayaka still has a good point. Yeah, you should overlook that. Don't worry, man.
さあ、こんな洞窟にはおさらばして過去も置いてっちゃう。他のみんなは知らないけど、私はもうクタクタなの。
And so after perhaps the most dramatic moments of my life, we all exit the cave with the hope that we never have to return. A long closed evil was put back in its place and we made a new friend today. All in all, I'd say it's been a fairly eventful day. Thankfully, thanks to Yuzuki, we found an alternate way out of the cave that didn't involve squeezing ourselves into an impossibly small tunnel. I'm not sure I could have made the journey back if that were the case. I can actually think clearly now. The headaches are gone. For good, I hope. We emerged back in the forest, the warm, vibrant rays of the sun, a welcome change after being in the cave for so long.
空気が
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm sure you managed to read that. Sayaka bounced out a few steps ahead to take in the crisp air. Hikari and Yuzuki are trailing behind, seemingly still not comfortable with one another. I guess they always had the biggest rivalry during their encounters.
思ってたより早く片付いたね。今日はまだまだあるよ。
She continues to read optimism as she takes in the sights, but I can't shake the one question that has been on my mind since we started this whole crusade. What happens now? I mean, didn't we just fix the one reason that you guys needed to be? It seems she realizes what I mean as her smile shrinks. And it seems like that reaction answered my question for me.
そうだね。
ここでの仕事は終わったわね。
What? They both gave me a solemn look. I knew it. I didn't want to accept it, but I knew this was going to happen.
待って、どこかへ行っちゃうの？
I will stay.
約束は。
誰がいなくなるって？まあ、ここにいる理由はなくなっちゃうけどね。でも、私たちはここで休暇を取らなくちゃね。ね、光？
休暇？そんなものが私たちに。
That smile. That look. It cuts Hikari off mid-sentence as she changes her mind about things. I think I'm quickly learning who is the boss in this group.
そうね。休暇は取るべきね。
お別れなんて心配しなくていいの。まだいてほしいでしょ。もっと一緒にいたいもんね。やりたいこともまだまだたくさんあるし。
She trails off into a list of things she wants to do as Hikari struggles to come to terms with their impromptu holiday. I'm guessing whichever top secret magic organization may belong to isn't going to be happy when they learn about this. Still, I'm somewhat relieved that they will be sticking out a bit longer, even if only for a while. While things have certainly been crazy these past few days, I definitely can't say I had above it. The parts where things were trying to kill me were bad, but I really had a lot of fun. I've never really had much of a social life these days, so all these experiences have been pretty new to me in more than one way. They haven't just been my guardian angels, they've also been my friends. Damn good ones, that. Okay, so maybe Sayaka's jokes can be a bit much and Hikari can be a little bossy at times, but that just adds to their charm. They pulled me into a completely new and unknown world when we first met, and I might have been just a tiny bit reluctant at first about accepting things. I wouldn't change any of these experiences for the world though. I feel they helped me shape me into a better person. pulled me out of whatever shell I might have been hiding away in these past years. I can't help but smile as my guardians break into argument once more. I'm not even sure what started this time. I need to make sure I enjoy the little time I have left with them before they leave. Probably for good. It's a bit depressing to know that this won't last forever, but then that's just all the more incentive to make this time count and create as many happy memories as possible.
今度こそ死なす。
まあまあ、落ち着いて。うわ、冗談だって。ケンタ、助けて。
なんてバカばっかりなの。
Yep. Happy memories. So, Sakura Angels, huh? Oh, not the end? I wake up feeling better than ever. No headaches, no feeling of having dreamt something terrible. Just bliss. It's been about a week since we received the Dark Queen, and true to the word, Sayaka and Harry have stuck around. They come to go to school and we come to hang out, making the most of the free time we have. They still insist on camping outside though. There was really no need for that since there haven't been any more monsters attacks. Maybe they've just gotten used to it. Or they're just as stubborn as ever, I don't know. I guess it's not that bad. I'm just surprised they haven't been caught yet. And when the time comes, I'm only going to say I told them so. Huh. There's a knock at my door. I wonder who it is.
もう着替え終わってる？出ないと恥ずかしいことになっちゃうぞーって。ああ。
Saying that and giving me no time to react, she swings the door open and dances to my room. She looks almost disappointed with the results and lets out a sigh. Good morning, Sayaka. I finished doing my time. Unfortunately for her, I'm in fact fully dressed. Something of rarity at this time of the morning, but I've learned to be wary with her on the prowl.
おはよう。慌てるところを見るのが楽しみなのに。あれ、もう分かっちゃってる？
Maybe.
次は窓から入った方がいいかな。
Please don't. Sayaka breaks into his drinks before she begins to poke about my room. Lately she's been making it a habit to get me up in the mornings. I can't tell you how scared I was the first time to wake up with her peering over with that same grin. She says because she wants to make sure I'm up on time for school, but I'm sure there must be other reasons behind it. In fact, I feel like we've grown a lot closer since the events in that cave. She's always been really friendly and affectionate, but there's definitely been an increase in said friendliness and affection. At lunchtime, she will always grab me by the hand and drag me to the cafeteria, whether I like it or not. And during our walks home, I can't help but feel like she's making a cautious effort to make us outspace Hikari. Maybe I'm just imagining things. I don't know. All I know is, hey, who said you could touch that? She pokes at my laptop, something she's always had her eye on every time she's been here.
ただ見たかっただけ。無垢な少年は何を隠してるんだろうってね。
Yeah! Right! But we're going to be late for school if you mess around.
じゃ、早くしないとね。この重要な学校の書類かな。それとも、こっちのパスワードのかかった。
Sayaka!
冗談だって。電源も入れてないってば。
She swivels the laptop around my way with a grin. It's screen indeed brunk. Oh.
ナイスなリアクションいただきました。そういうフォルダが本当にあるのかな？
I have no idea what you're talking about. It's not classified as lying if I don't say anything. I meet her head on with a blank stare. She opens her mouth to say something, no doubt to seize me further.
ちょっと何してるのよ。
Oh, okay, sorry. Whatever. You know, we have to be fast. Hikari saves the day. Her commanding voice enough to sound up the stairs and into my room.
この話は別の日にしようね。そう簡単には逃がさないんだから。
Okay, saying that, she bounds on and out down the stairs. I think she leapt to the entire flight of them in one go. I followed shortly after and I'm met by two additional house guests. Hikari and Yuzuki stands in the dining room at an awkward distance from one another, still yet to fully become friends. Much like Sayaka and Hikari, Yuzuki apparently has no qualms with breaking into my house while I sleep to wait for me to get up. When I think about it this way, it's a bit worrying. I'll just do the smart thing and ignore it. Good morning,
やってきたわね。
girls.
二人で何してたわけ？
あら知りたい？私たちはね。
聞きたくないわ。どうせいかがわしいことしかしてないでしょうし。
Hey now, why am I getting looped with her? I'm an innocent, pure-hearted boy.
あらまあ、残念。
おはよう、ケンタ。
Yuzuki greets me quietly, a faint smile on her face. Since we started hanging out, it's been a gradual process of her opening up to more of us. She's still pretty quiet most of the time and won't dive into many conversations, but I think she enjoys our company. It must be tough for her to adjust to feelings after she's finally obtained the friends she so desired for all these years. I'm sure it won't be long until she's out of her shell with Sayaka and Hikari at the helm, for they seem to be able to bring out the best in people. I greet her back with a nod of my head, but my eyes are quickly fixed to Sayaka, who is heading somewhere dangerous.
さあ、ご飯を食べないとね。
Oh no, you don't! She stops in her tracks, inches from the kitchen.
ねえ、ちょっとだけ。
Nope!
もう、わかったって。何度やったかな、これ。
You did, and I admire you for that, but it's just not happening. Ever again.
そんなにひどくなかったじゃない。
I sidle past her and enter the kitchen myself. She gives me the usual pout, but like always, it soon melts away and her smile returns.
ねえ、見てるだけならいい？勉強すれば良くなると思うんだ。
She gives me a look that's impossible to say no to. Damn it! Ah, fine. Just don't touch anything.
やった！
She watches over my shoulder. Literally. Her head is resting on my shoulder. It makes it a bit more difficult to do things, but honestly, it's not bad. Sayaka lets out a content sigh, having devoured her meal in record time. I'm not even sure she has any time to taste with how fast she wolves his stuff down.
本当、とても美味しいわ。あなたがこんなに料理上手だったなんてね。今日はちょっと焼きすぎね。誰かさんが台所で邪魔をしてたからかしら。
カリ、気をつけて。嫉妬が表に出ちゃってる。
黙りなさい。そんなわけない。とにかく早くしないと学校に遅れるわよ。
あら、光がそんなに学校へ行きたがるなんて。
Hikari stomps out of the front door, leaving the rest of us to scramble for our bags and shoes. Maybe one day I'll finally understand her.
ケンタ、冒険が待ってるよ。
Sayaka extends me a hand as Yuzuki shuffles on by. I wouldn't really call the test we have today an adventure, you know?
待って、テストなんてあるの？
Well, yeah. It's been monitored every day this week. Don't tell me you. Hopeless. I can't help but smile.
大丈夫。答えがわからなかったら前を覗き込むから。とりあえず行こう。
She takes a firm hold of my hand and begins to drag me out of the house. Sayaka, wait! I don't even have my shoes on!
早く。
What? My shoes! My shoes! I need shoes! Oh. Now I need to change my socks as well. Alright, Sakura Angels. Basically we completed the Sayaka route, I guess. More or less. So, well, from what I know, and based basically also on Sakura Spirit, there should be some, at least a bit of differences if, well, we make different choices. So basically, this is not the end, and basically, well, with skipping, definitely with skipping what's been played already, we will go through through the other ending, unless there's more than one. Well, we'll see about that. Well, I mean, there's also Yuzuki, so maybe there's an ending for her. I know. Alright, so yeah, this is not the end for now. God damn it, what am I speaking about? This is basically not the end of Sakura Angels on the channel. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. And in the next one we are going with the older ending probably. So for now, hope you enjoyed it, and well, hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.